Want to know how to build the perfect pyramid? Dylan from Disney XD's Kickin' It teamed up with superfans Eleanor and Peyton for the Disney Infinity Challenge to create their very own world in the toy box.
Oh, that is so cool!
So what's cool about this toy box is its innovative use of floating islands, blocks to build a pyramid, and some exploding blocks to create an exciting playground. So let's see how they did it. Now first, Eleanor and Peyton laid out their terrain. Now you want to lay out a large enough set of terrain to give you a bunch of different areas to explore later. So you can use these large terrain pieces, some of those smaller ones. And it looks like they connected it with some bridges there. Nice. Now after laying out that initial terrain, they placed the largest buildings first. This is a smart way to go about it because once you start populating this world and putting in all the little different details, it's going to be harder to fit these large objects into the world later. Okay, so this is pretty cool. One of the things that Peyton wanted to build was a pyramid. So here's how you can build one at home. You take that square block piece and you place one to indicate how high you want your pyramid to be. Then you build off of each face of that square block piece all the way down to the ground. And yeah, once you get those four sides together, you've kind of got your framework for the pyramid, and then you can fill in each one of those pyramid faces. Last couple, and there's our pyramid, so let's give it a look. Yes, that's nice. Oh, okay, interesting. You can see here that Eleanor took those large canyon curve pieces and by rotating it around itself was able to create this kind of mesa on the ground here, just to give it a little bit of verticality. Okay, and you can use this same technique to build kind of floating islands by taking a corner piece, rotating it around, and there you go, you got a little circular island there. And I recommend on your own exploring and trying using different corner pieces to create your own floating islands. So another important aspect of world creation is obviously your sky dome. So they changed out the hex piece on the base there, put down a new one to change the sky dome, and in this case opted for the Alice in Wonderland sky. Now if you got all these islands floating around out there, you're going to need to find a way to get around from one to another. So in this case, what they decided to do is use some of these rail pieces to create kind of a grinding rail to get from one island to another. Let's give it a try. A very eco-friendly mode of transportation. Zero carbon emissions. Nice little ride, almost there. Ooh. That worked out nicely. So, you know, one of the fun choices you get to have in world creation is choosing a different color of the terrain or the track. And here they mulled a few options over before going with the Dragon's Domain road skin. Nice contrast there against the ground. They added a track to the world to make exploring this land a little bit easier. Be sure to check out our racing tutorial for some tips on building a cool elevated racetrack. And last but not least here, sometimes it's those little elements that really bring a toy box to life. So they added in some of these fantasy terrain objects and some of these other smaller objects just to kind of give it a little bit more personality. These trees and other things also provide good cover if you're ever in combat. You never know when you could use something like that. Dylan also showed Peyton and Eleanor how to build traps.
Do you know about exploding blocks?
Exploding
Yeah,
blocks?
let's see this.
There's a few ways to go about this. What they did was use this tall blip block piece as a base, place a couple of the exploding blocks on top, then they lure the Omnidroid towards the trap, and boom.
Oh! Oh, nice, guys, come on. Oh, yeah.
So here's one last view of that really cool toy box that they made. Beautiful. Thanks for watching, and good luck making your own unique worlds. Mr. Incredible, Sully, and Captain Jack Sparrow included. Additional characters and content sold separately.